What are you doing? Hey man, what's up? Oh, just working on my, with all this, these card set reviews you've been doing with the game sets, kind of gave me some inspiration. I'm going to design me my own game set. Got a great idea for it. The backs are going to be vintage player cards. Yeah, and the front's going to be, ace, king. Why are all my vintage cards scattered out all over the table? Can I see it? Yeah, sure, here. Oh, that's not bad. Not bad at all. So who's drawing the backs? Well, I'm drawing on the backs. Duh. Oh, no! Oh man, somebody know where I can get another 53 Mantle signed? Anybody? Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Back to the Cardboard. And today we're going to be reviewing the Topps Heritage 2017 baseball card insert set that was inserted into their packs in 2017. It was one in every 10 pack, should have been. They were loosely based off of the 1968 set, and I'll show you a few cards here. Of course, I reviewed this set not too long ago, but the Heritage set was designed after this Top 68 set that was inserted into the packs in 1968, of course. And you'll see the cards are really similar to these. And finished there with Pete Rose on that one. And then I reviewed not too long ago the 2020 Topps 52 card set. The 68 set had 33 cards. This one's got 52, and I'll throw some of these up here real quick. Pujols, Guerrero, Dansby Swanson, Kyle Tucker. And this is the 2020. You see the backs there. Aaron Judge, they're a lot different design. A lot of big players, big name players in this set. For 20 bucks, it's well worth a pickup. $1 million rain there. Cole, Justin Turner. Reminds me, for some reason, of a Viking. Chris Taylor. Bogarts, Christian Yelich. Javier Baez, El Mago, Guerrero Jr. You can see these have the rookie designation up in there in the right-hand corner. So, but that's the 2020 Topps game set. So let's look at the 2017 Heritage. All right. So here we go. Looking at the first card here in the set. This is, of course, Mr. Brown Eye himself, Max Scherzer. Second card here, Jose Altuve. Here's the backs. They look quite similar to the 68 Topps set, game set. Clayton Kershaw there. American League MVP himself, Mike Trout. Chris Bryant, hoping he has a good year this year. Cubs need him. Bryce Harper started off kind of slow last year, but finished up, all in all, had a really good season. Here's Mr. Gerald Dempsey Posey II, better known as Buster Posey. His dad gave him that nickname. The Giants. Anthony Rizzo. There's Manny Machado. Of course, he's now with the young San Diego Padres team. Should be really good this year. They're going to be exciting to watch. If they can get some pitching, they should be pretty good. Carlos Correa. Corey Seager. Corey Seager with the Dodgers. Hey, what about the trade this week with Mookie Betts going from Boston to the Dodgers? Is that going to pretty much guarantee them a trip to the World Series? I won't say that it's going to put them in the World Series, or give them a World Series championship, but I'd say they've got a pretty good shot at it. I mean, just think about it, man. They got an all-star team. Max Muncy at first, Gavin Lux at second, Justin Turner at third, of course, our man here, Seager. Then in the outfield, you got Cody Bellinger, of course, Mookie Betts, A.J. Pollock, who had a really good year last year. Behind the plate, Will Smith. And look at their pitching, man. Golly. Not only did the Dodgers get Mookie Betts in the trade along with some cash, they also got David Price, who is not what he used to be, but he's still a pretty good pitcher. So you think Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler, David Price, Alex Wood, and Julio Urias, that Dodgers team is going to be fun to watch this year. I'm not a real big Dodgers fan because they always seem like they're a thorn in my red side, but gosh almighty, they're going to be awesome. Can't wait to see them play. Here's Mr. Jake Arrieta, currently with the Phillies. 2019, he was 8-8 with a 4.64 ERA. In August of last year, he went on the DL list to remove a bone spur from his right pitching elbow. But he should be back in the Phillies lineup at the start of spring training, I would say. I didn't recognize this guy at first. It's Madison Bumgarner, Mad Bum, without his beard. Of course, he is no longer with San Francisco. He's gone to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Signed a 5-year, $85 million contract with them. Number 14, Thor, as I affectionately like to call him, Noah Syndergaard. 2019, he had pretty good years, 10-8 with 4.30 ERA, and just right below 200 strikeouts, I think 193, 94, something like that. But all in all, not a bad year, the Mets. This guy had a killer year last year. So good it landed him a 4-year, $92 million contract with the Twins. Of course, this is Josh Donaldson, card number 15, third baseman last year with the Atlanta Braves, and moving to Minnesota is going to be his new home. Last year at the Braves, he batted .259, 37 home runs, and 94 ribbies. So Josh Donaldson. What can you say about this guy? Mike Stanton. If he didn't have injuries, I don't know what he'd have. He had 2 or 3 stints on the DL last year, torn bicep right off the bat, then later on a knee. If he can get healthy, man, he's going to be awesome for the Yankees. Of course, it's showing him here in his Miami Marlins uniform. So another guy that went down in the season last year, there's a bunch of them. Mike Trout, Christian Yelich, this guy here, Andrew McCutchen, outfielder for the Phillies, no longer with the Pirates. In June of last year, he torn his ACL, but he should be back in the Phillies outfield this year with Harper and Adam Housley. That's Andrew McCutchen, card number 17. Card number 18, Nolan Arenado, third baseman with the Rockies. And then there's our newest Dodger, Mr. Mookie Betts. Like I said earlier, he was traded to LA with David Price and some cash. I hadn't heard how much cash. I'm sure it's a lot. And in return, the Red Sox got Alex Verdugo from the Dodgers, who's a really good outfielder. He's young, and he's got a lot of upside. He's not a Mookie Betts yet, but the Red Sox should be happy to have him nonetheless. And they also, the Red Sox got a flame-throwing right-handed pitcher by the name of Brusdar Graterol. Hold on, let me repronounce that. Brusdar Graterol. Had to write that down because I can't remember that. And he came from the Twins. This pitcher, he's a flamethrower. Like I said, he can hit triple digits easy. So the Red Sox wasn't completely shafted. They got a young flame-throwing pitcher, and they got Alex Verdugo, who has a tremendous upside. Yeah, I know, he's not a Mookie Betts, but they also freed up some cash with dumping David Price too. So I don't know what that's going to do for their lineup, but who knows. And the Twins got the pitcher, Kenta Maeda, from the Dodgers, right-handed pitcher. Last year he was 10-8, a little over 4 ERA and 169 strikeouts. So that's our newest Dodger. Looking for big things out of that team this year, no doubt. Here's somewhat of another disappointment in the baseball world. This is Yoenis Cespedes for the Mets. In 2018, in the offseason, he fractured his right ankle on his ranch and missed all of the 19 season while undergoing surgery and under rehabilitation. But the Mets reactivated him off of the injured reserve list in November of last year, so he should be back in the Mets lineup, I'm thinking, at the start of the season, if not spring training for sure. There's Miggy, card number 21, Miguel Cabrera. Card number 22 is Felix Hernandez. King Felix last year played with the Braves. At the end of the season, I don't know if his contract ran out or the Braves didn't renew it, but they made him a free agent. Just found out in January this year that he has signed a one-year, $1 million contract with a minor league Braves organization. So he's still in the Braves, system. Next up, card 23, we've got first baseman for the Padres, Mr. Eric Hosmer. Card number 24, we got Robinson Cano, second baseman for the Mets. Mr. Cano went on the DL a couple of times last year and had a pretty rough season. All in all, he still ended up batting .256 with 13 home runs and 34 ribbies. So, getting towards the end of Mr. Cano's career. He was awesome back in the day. Next up, everybody recognizes this face, Big Papi, David Ortiz. Of course, where you don't know, he was shot in the back last year at a bar in the Dominican. Unless you don't know that, he was probably under a rock somewhere. Mistakenly, from what I understand, shot in the back by a Mexican drug cartel. Mistook him for somebody else, I think. But he's back on the mend. He's back making appearances and all over the MLB network. Sure Hall of Famer right there. David Ortiz, card number 25. Next up, we got probably the best catcher in the league, in my opinion, Gary Sanchez, the Yankees. Card number 27 here, Trey Turner. Trey, second baseman there with the Washington Nationals. I'm sorry, shortstop for the Washington Nationals, World Series champions. Trey here finished second last year in stolen bases with 35, right after Ronald Acuna Jr.'s 37. There's somebody else that went out with the injury. on the 40-40 trail. Didn't quite make it. Next up, card number 28 is Aldamis Diaz, the utility middle infielder for the Astros. Not a bad player, really. Last year, with 210 plate appearances, he batted .271 with 9 home runs and 40 RBIs. So, you know, give that guy 3 times the amount of at-bats, and he'd be really good. The Astros are stacked still, buddy. They still have the players, and then they got, of course, y'all know, Dusty Baker at the helm. So they'll be fun to watch this year, minus the trash can banging and the buzzing. Next up, we got card number, get these backwards. Card number 29, Addison Russell, second baseman, shortstop with the Cubs. Of course, Addison right now is a free agent. Of course, y'all know the history with him in 2018 with spousal abuse, and got a 40-game suspension, and ended up serving 29 games of that last year. All in all, not a bad player. At the end of the year, he was released by the Cubs last year. A lot of teams are looking at him. Primarily right now, I think the Tigers are really interested in him. So by the time this comes out, you might see him by the time this video comes out, you might see him in a Detroit Tigers uniform. They're really hot after him. And then the last card in the set is Brian Dozier, second baseman for the Nationals. Brian last year batted .238 with 20 home runs and 50 RBIs. He is a free agent as well at the end of last year. A lot of teams are looking at him as well at second base. In the forefront of that is the Miami Marlins. So that's all I got, folks. Another game set review for you all. Hope you liked it. Hope you hung in there with me. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America. And hey, help somebody in the hobby. You know, if it's just giving a kid a card or two, it's worth it. Hey, and remember our troops overseas, those that are standing in the gap for our freedom. And I will see you next time. Peace.